Back to the Future Episode 3 starts you back off in 1986, except this time your attempts to change the timeline back to its original state have failed once again, but in a horribly different way. Instead of the town being run by the Tannins, it seems that Miss Strickland and Doc have actually taken over the town and seem to have lobotomized everybody. Everybody except for Jennifer, which you meet right off the bat, and she's turned herself into a punk rocker chick, which Marty actually really doesn't mind this, except for the fact that she kind of hates him. Because apparently in this timeline, Marty is a bit of a square, according to her. When you return to town, you see everything has changed, and not for the better. Marty does say it looks a lot cleaner, but other than that, everything that he loved about his town is now gone, or banned. Just stepping into the town, Marty gets frisked because he's out of uniform. He has no idea what's going on and tries to play it off as if he's just having a bad day. Even Biff has become neutered and become part of the Citizens Plus program, which you don't really know much about, as right now he is the only candidate for it. Later on, you do find out what the Citizens Plus program really is all about. As your mother is stuck in the town square cleaning the statue for her day of service, your father is stuck peeping on people using cameras set up all around the town. Not everybody's happy about this utopian idea. Everybody keeps to themselves, but in private, which your father has noticed, he's been taping people and their conversations about them being very displeased with this. The main goal after returning to 1986 is to find Doc and try and figure out what's going on. Since you crashed the DeLorean, you're going to need his help to fix it so you can go back in time and fix the timeline again. However, it's a lot easier said than done to get in touch with Doc in this timeline. Apparently, since he's become the mayor or boss of the town, he's really closed off, and the only way you can figure out how to get to him is you actually have to break a lot of the rules. After meeting with Doc, he doesn't recognize you, at least not in your normal state. He only remembers you from this timeline. So you have to convince him that this timeline is wrong and that he's supposed to be a scientist. Doc starts off trying to psychoanalyze you. However, he fails once you start pointing out things in the room that you really shouldn't have any knowledge of, but you do, because of your experiences back in 1931. Once Doc starts to believe you, he doesn't believe the fact that people in the town are unhappy. However, you do know that your father has the tape of everybody saying this behind closed doors. When you try to investigate and get Doc the proof, you realize that there's a much more sinister plot going on. This is led by Miss Strickland. She's even deceiving her own husband on what the real purpose of the Citizens program is. She wants to completely control everybody in the town and make them in an image that she believes is perfect, and destroy their free will in the process. Doc does discover this, and he becomes heartbroken. Once Doc realizes this, he decides it's time to help you get back to the past and fix whatever's gone wrong. Miss Strickland, however, has other ideas, and this becomes a major problem for her. This is how the episode ends. This episode did not feel as fleshed out as the other two. This felt more like a filler episode. However, it does set up a unique storyline that should be extremely interesting to see what happens. Although the setup is pretty good, this episode does not seem as polished as the other ones. The puzzles are very simple, they're very scarce, and most of the episode is just figuring out story, which isn't bad, but it seriously makes this feel just like a filler episode. It could also be because the storyline is so different. Immediately, your first reaction is to just go ahead and talk to everybody, and then you kind of have all the information you need right away to go ahead and solve all the puzzles. So it does make it seem very, very easy, especially compared to the other episodes where some of the puzzle solving was more intricate and harder to go about. Overall, the game's still pretty good, but it really builds up the next episode more than it does make you enjoy this one. I'd still recommend playing it, especially since episode 4 looks like it's going to be really good. Hopefully Telltale learns that instead of just pushing the next episode, they should really fully flesh out the current one. Episodes 1 and 2 both did this very well. Hopefully episodes 4 and 5 do the same. As of right now, this is easily the weakest episode of the game.
Martin McFly.
Edna?
It's almost impressive how many years of work and planning you nearly ruined in just a few short hours.
Where's Doc?
Oh, Doc. My husband is in a better place.
Better place? What have you done to him?
Relax, Martin. We've got everything under control.